and not those of radio station KICK. Vision Communications Incorporated, its management, or advertisers. Vision Communications Incorporated is not responsible for the validity or accuracy of information presented on this program.
Wellness Wednesday with Dr. Norm Shealy and Dr. Shealy-Sorin. Get the health answers you need from the creator of holistic medicine and the 2020 Holistic Doctor of the Year. To be a part of the show, call 417-447-1777. Wellness Wednesday. Now, here are your hosts, Dr. Norm Shealy and Dr. Shealy-Sorin.
And good afternoon. What a great day it is and a good time to talk about health, because everything you do, think, and see is reflected in your health and your longevity. And we're going to spend a lot of time talking about our most important discovery, really, as far as health and longevity is concerned, well, in the last 100 years, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. But first, let's talk about some of the other things that are important, like getting your supplements. In Springfield, there is one and only one place where we can highly recommend Spring Valley Natural Foods. Mainly because of service. If you want people to find it for you, just go to Spring Valley. Walk in the door and they'll come and help you. You know, they've got thousands of things there. You don't know where to find them. It could take you all day to try to find one thing. But they give you service. And, of course, they carry all of our goodies. The Shealy-Sorin mixtures of bliss oils, magnesium lotion and spray, and our progesterone cream, which we'll be talking about to some extent today. But Spring Valley is the place where I shop, and you should too. And, of course, the average American needs nature-blessed tart cherry juice concentrate. But the average American is getting only 2.2 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. By adding nature-blessed tart cherry juice concentrate, just 2 tablespoons, 1 ounce, you have gotten up to at least the minimum requirements for health in intake of goodies. Nature-blessed lowers your blood pressure, lowers your cholesterol, anti-inflammatory, tastes smashingly good, and everybody really should get it. Available only in the produce department at real grocery stores. If they don't have it, you're shopping at a fake grocery store. Mm-hmm. Now let's talk about today's topic, dehydroepiandrosterone, DHEA, the Anti-Stress Hormone. We all make it, if we're reasonably healthy, by age 25, we make a maximum of what we're likely to make throughout life. By age 40, most people have lost 10%. By age 50, they've lost 50%. And by age 80, they've lost 90% of what they had at age 25. And, of course, if you don't have good health habits, you lose it more and faster to start with. Now, here I am, 88 years of age, and I'm still running around with a good level of DHEA because I don't take it. I make it in my own body. And you can too if you take our number one recommendation for everybody, even if you're not interested in DHEA. It's still our number one recommendation for everybody, the Shealy-Sorin Youth Formula and the Shealy-Sorin Essentials Multivitamin Mineral. In today's polluted world, there ain't anything organic. It's not possible unless you have a filtered air and water greenhouse to raise your food. You are being fed Roundup, the greatest poison in the history of the world. Wheat, of course, has many times more Roundup than any other product, but 75% of the rain has Roundup in it. That clobbers your immune system. It is the worst poison in the history of the world. And you can help yourself avoid brain deterioration. And it's really the number one. For most people, I get the greatest fear, even greater fear than cancer, is loss of brain function.
Exactly. Yeah.
And, of course, the essentials and the youth formula are critical for 100% of adults. You need them. By the time you reach 18, if you don't start taking these things, you're on a downhill slope already. Now, the essentials is a mixture of all of the B complex, but it has the minimum amounts that you need of all the great trace minerals and vitamins. And it's healthy and safe. The youth formula is a special product. Many years ago, I got interested in DHEA, and I had this idea that maybe MSM would raise your DHEA, methylsulfonomethane. So I give 10 people MSM. Half of them raised their DHEA and the other half didn't. Well, the ones who raised their DHEA were already taking vitamin C. If they weren't already taking vitamin C, the MSM did nothing for them. If you add MSM to vitamin C, it multiplies manyfold the benefits of vitamin C, which is really the most important immune-enhancing vitamin of all. So with youth formula, taking just 4 a day of youth formula and 2 a day of essentials, you can take up to 4 safely, you are going to raise your DHEA a whopping 60%.
Naturally as well.
Naturally.
Yeah.
My favorite statement is, make it, don't take it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you happen to have been put on prednisone or a steroid for treating some kind of acute or whatever inflammatory disease, then it's safe to take DHEA equal in content to how much prednisone or cortisone you're taking. But it is not safe to take DHEA if you're not on prednisone. It's not a big risk, but a slow risk of actually damaging your prostate, your ovaries, or your breast. Nobody has all three, I think. Even in today's world, I don't think anybody with all three.
I came close to seeing something like that in the emergency room, but we'll continue, please. Yeah.
At any rate, women make 1/3 less DHEA normally than men do. The range, according to only a good lab, Nichols in Capistrano, California, of DHEA for women runs from, well, they say something like 130 to 980 nanograms per deciliter, and in men from 180 to 1,250 nanograms per deciliter. However, the optimal dose is 750 to 1,250 in men and 550 to 980 in women. And that's in healthy people walking into our clinic. If they're healthy, and by the way, I haven't seen anybody that healthy.
Not lately, no.
Interestingly, in today's world, the stress, especially this last stupidemic year, the average health has deteriorated more than in the past 100 years.
And again, that's stress.
It's stress.
And stress is exactly where DHEA has to come in.
Exactly.
And we're not getting any less stress as I can see the picture moving forward.
The most important thing for your brain, your mind, the most important part of your body to me is your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And when you begin to lose it, and that's all aspects, it's memory. It's not just memory. It's ability to speak straight, to think straight, to act straight. And it leads to all the diseases called Alzheimer's and Parkinsonism and all kinds of other degenerative brain diseases when you don't have enough B complex and enough vitamin C to keep your brain healthy in a normal situation.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, it is worth knowing it's safe. You can take this. I mean, personally, I've been taking them for 20 years or more and plan on never stopping, of course. And, of course, I take a lot of other things, too. But especially the number one thing is restoring and maturing, if you will, your ability to handle stress by keeping your DHEA at an optimal level. Now, I do want to mention that there are 3 other techniques that also can raise DHEA, each of them 60%. And I guess I would put second on my list magnesium lotion.
Definitely.
The reason for that is because 80% of people are deficient in magnesium because we don't have it in our soil. And lack of magnesium can cause everything from an irregular heartbeat to a heart attack, as well as poor functioning of your muscles. Your second to DHEA is magnesium itself, in my opinion.
Over 360 various aspects of reactions and metabolism and everything else.
It is the single most prevalent assistant to health in the body.
Mm-hmm.
And so magnesium lotion, 2 teaspoons twice a day on the skin. trillion times better than all the magnesium by mouth in the world. For some reason, if you have in your body protein, fat, or calcium, you can't absorb in the gut. At the same time, you can't absorb the magnesium.
Which is the trouble of how magnesium is being handled in conventional world.
And the average physician recommends a combination of calcium and magnesium, which is the worst thing in the world you could do.
Well, it assures that it all comes down the way, and then makes it. Yeah.
But we have proven and published that if you take magnesium lotion on the skin, it will, within a month, raise your intracellular magnesium. Magnesium, by the way, blood test of magnesium is a waste of money and time too, because 90+% of your magnesium is not in the bloodstream, but inside the cells.
Exactly. By the time I see an emergency situation or blood work abnormality with low magnesium, they've depleted not just their cellular supply, but now the blood supply cannot be maintained. That's terrible.
And again, you could probably avoid shocking the heart to treat auricular fibrillation, irregular heartbeat, if you gave magnesium intravenously. In fact, when I had a major stress of back surgery for almost 4+ years ago now, I have developed auricular fibrillation. And I said, either you give me 4 grams of magnesium chloride intravenously or leave this hospital right now. And they did.
By the way, just to confirm just what you're saying, it's my number one modality, and there's countless stories of when I've used them, magnesium intravenous, to do exactly that.
Exactly.
It's perfect. Yeah.
And in addition to the auricular fibrillation, it could help prevent a heart attack and a lot of other things. And so, especially if you have a local problem, it's probably wise to put the magnesium lotion in that area as well as other places. But 2 teaspoons of magnesium lotion twice a day on the skin will raise your average DHEA 60%. And that's phenomenal. And it's safe. Now, the third thing is Fire Bliss. Fire Bliss is a mixture of essential oils which you put onto 12 very specific acupuncture points. Comes with photographs that show you where to put it. Once you learn where to put it, it takes you 30 seconds a day. And doing that for 1 month will raise your DHEA an average of 60%. Interestingly, each of these is 60% by itself. And then, of course, and finally, for the average person, the only hormonal replacement I like is eugesterone cream. That is natural progesterone cream. And both men and especially women, because women are dependent upon progesterone until they go through menopause and they don't make it anymore. Men need it as well for all of their life. But even men, we found out, by the time they're in their 50s, often are not making enough progesterone. Progesterone helps you make testosterone or estrogen, whichever you most need.
It's one of the most universal earlier hormones that can be made into whatever else is needed. So that's great.
And again, if you use just 1 pump of eugesterone a day. Now, if you're premenopausal, by the way, as a woman, before you stop menstruating, you only use it from the 10th day until the 28th day or the start of the next period. But after menopause, you use it every day, as men do. And guess what? Using that 1 pump a day of eugesterone raises your DHEA 60%. And we've got 4 things that raise your DHEA each 60%. Using all 4 together, you get a bonus. You get 250% instead of 240%.
Yep, and that's basically your own body making it, not overproducing or anything else of that nature, no risk. And it's important to talk about risk because the conventional versus holistic world that's the main distinction. Risk and benefit.
Reality, if you will.
Reality.
What I prefer to call reality.
Norm, I'd like to just say this from my perspective here. It's essential to think of health as a primary attribute, primary thing that we have in our life. Because without health,
it's more important than all other things combined.
Yeah. I see people in the hospital settings, and myself included. I was in a hospital myself recently with an accident. But when a person doesn't have their health, or they're not in a good place physically, mentally, emotionally, nothing else matters, or matters very little, I should say. And that's just one of those factors. If you do have good health, treasure it. And this is one of the best ways, DHEA is specifically for health and wellness in general.
Exactly.
It's a mindset, literally.
And by the way, we are having a Memorial Day sale through Monday of next week. Free shipping anywhere in the United States if you spend just $100 or more. Now, you could easily go ahead and buy a month supply, a 3-month supply, a 6-month supply of youth and essentials. That's, it's worth your while to buy it, especially during this particular time when you get free shipping and the special discount already in addition to free shipping. There's a discount at this particular time on the youth formula and the essentials taken together. And now, and everybody needs it, not just for DHEA, but for your brain bucket, for your mind, your heart. Everything in your body is dependent upon adequate B12, adequate B complex, and adequate vitamin C. It's that simple.
The essentials, if nothing else.
That's why we call it essentials.
Yeah.
Because it is essential. And, when I first found this, I didn't know that men needed to raise their progesterone. I tested it in 12 men, all of whom were very low in DHEA. And lo and behold, when we used only the eugesterone cream, not only did their DHEA come up, but their libido improved, let us say, and everybody was happy except one wife. The men were particularly happy, but it's not just for that; it's for your health. Your brain bucket is more important than every other organ in your body, in my opinion. And so the essentials and the youth formula are that important, as well as the key to restoring your natural ability to make the anti-stress hormone, DHEA.
Yep, exactly. Yep. Now, a couple of other things for the Memorial Day. We also have something upcoming as well. And if I'm not mistaken, it's a special. Let me actually see a free shipping in the United States for $100 or more, and
that includes everything not just the products. Yes.
Yeah, so
everything on our website.
Speaking of just some general announcements and things that can help the pocket as well, so I think we talked about the couple of different options. So you can get a person can have just the basic essentials and youth, and that's just a good general health. Or you can go for the whole DHEA support
bundle. Yes.
But I just want to go above and beyond that right now, in that some other common things that don't cost a single thing that raise DHEA, and that's actually very simply anything that makes you happy or feel well in general. I mean, that includes autogenic training, but smiling, happiness, friends, family.
Oh, by the way, laughing. Just doing that for 5 minutes raises your DHEA.
Yes.
Bouncing, just standing and moving your arms like that for 10 minutes raises your DHEA.
Or any form of exercise or activity for that matter.
Of course, yes. Yeah. So many, many ways to heaven, and heaven on earth is health, in my opinion.
Precisely.
The most essential thing is feeling good. Now, I'm happy to say at age 88, I still feel energetically 26 years of age.
Well, you look it and you feel it. You function it,
I physically and mentally and emotionally, I definitely function just as well as I did 60 plus years ago. However, I have been on essential vitamin C and the essentials in a previous form since I was a child. My mother was smart enough to know to put me on a good, strong multivitamin and vitamin C. When I went away to college at age 16, every month she sent me by supply of essential, what now we call essentials and vitamin C.
My transition into health happened later. I was a practicing allopathic physician, and in '07, I was told I would have, well, I learned that I had a stage 3 colon cancer with a 2-year survival prediction, including all the conventional modalities. And at that point, I was interested in holism. I had foundations, roots, but I didn't act on it. There was no need. There was no drive. But that's when I got that information, that news, it was, okay, well, if this is not going to work, what can work? Because I wasn't going to give in. I wasn't going to let that system go into negative. And interestingly enough, the first thing that I did a lot of research, is exactly that. Find those basic good supplements that I never took any supplements before that. And since then, the list has grown to, I take about half of what you take right now, I think.
Well, I actually take 140 capsules every morning.
Oh, I'm still under 60.
In a blender. I don't think I could swallow 60 even if I was already at 60.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of pills to swallow. However, I put 140 capsules because I take a lot of other immune-enhancing supplements.
Yeah.
And I just put them in a blender and drink it.
Precisely. But you know what? A person doesn't have to take 100 or 60 different supplements.
No, but everybody needs to take essentials and use formula. That's the minimum. That's the bare. That's like breathing almost.
Yeah.
It's as important as anything you could do to protect your brain and every organ in your body, your life, your energy, etc. Now, if you get really interested in the DHEA, I strongly suggest you also consider measuring your DHEA, find out how much you need it. And the only lab I recommend is Nichols in Capistrano, California. You want your free DHEA, not your DHEA sulfate. A majority of your DHEA has a sulfur molecule attached to it, and it's not available. But Nichols is the only accurate. I've sent several bloods to 5 different labs of the same patient, and they come out with ranges all over the place, up to 300% different in the outcome on the same blood.
Yep, that means might as well not test.
Exactly. Yeah. It's almost as bad as the vaccine. However, the important thing is check your DHEA if you question what we're talking about, or I just want to know for health purposes. And then add at least the youth formula and the essentials. But if you really want to go health-wise, use all of it. Use Fire Bliss, Eugesterone cream, magnesium lotion, and especially the magnesium lotion. That's another one that essentially everybody needs. Not just for DHEA, but for health and well-being in general. So this is about you. It's not about us. We're healthy. We are benefit from this already, but we want you to benefit from it. So take advantage of this special bundle right now while it's available, and the free shipping when you buy $100 or more of stuff, anything off our website through Monday, because this is a happy Memorial Day gift from us to you. The important thing is you can enhance your health and enhance your DHEA, dehydroepiandrosterone, the anti-stress hormone.
And we are on a break, but there may be some comments or questions.
Any questions on the computer? That is one of the great things about modern technology.
Somebody was asking if you've had a complete hysterectomy, do you need Eugesterone cream or the Ring of Fire?
If you've had a complete hysterectomy, well, actually, it's the adrenal glands where you make DHEA, not the ovaries or the uterus. Now, if you've had a hysterectomy, to me, it would be safe to raise your DHEA in anybody. And yes, indeed, I would definitely recommend raising your DHEA when you've had a hysterectomy.
Yep, that's an already somewhat altered hormonal state in the body, so that makes absolute sense. Next, or another question, or
somebody was asking, do you use Kangen water?
Kangen water, that's the alkaline water, isn't it?
Kangen water, it's okay. Yeah. I personally just use water that doesn't have fluoride in it.
And I'll add a little something to it. If the purpose for the Kangen water, I understand that's what the question is going to be centered about, is the body pH, or blood pH, I should say, which should be kept in not in an acidic and not an overly alkaline, but in a very controlled small range, which is good, beneficial for health. And food, nutrition, veggies, that will go further, much greater than just any kind of given water with certain pH.
I'm not opposed to it. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
But I think it's better to get it out of your veggies.
Can help, but there's more more things to do first.
Mm-hmm. And somebody was asking, do you guys sell the Ugestron cream?
Yes. It's our own brand. We have it made by the best company in the country. They were the people who really started using progesterone cream long before anybody else.
Mm.
Okay. And we had another person asking about sacral shear, fixing that. If you guys have any place where they can look at examples or anything like that.
Well, I mean, basically, the important thing is, first of all, chiropractors do not know it. The average physician doesn't know it. The only people who know it and who develop the whole technique are real osteopaths, DOs. And if they don't do OMT, don't go to the osteopath. Most osteopaths have given up their birthright, so to speak, in order to become more acceptable by the medical community in general, and they don't do OMT. If they don't do OMT, they ain't a legitimate osteopath, in my opinion.
Right. And what supplements would you suggest for a 13-year-old girl?
The what?
A 13-year-old girl?
Supplements.
Well, even an 18-year-old, I would start with essentials and youth.
13.
13. At that age, I would take 2 of the youth formula and 1 of the essentials, yes.
I would still recommend some vitamin D as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, we also recommend.
Yeah.
In fact, all of my grandkids, starting not later than age 10, were being given 50,000 units of D3 once a month.
Mm-hmm. It
is the greatest thing in the world for protecting your immune system from viral infections. And I would say probably at least once a year, when I feel as if maybe there's a virus knocking at the door, I'll take 150,000 units of vitamin D3 3 days in a row. I haven't had a viral infection in all these years. And I know a lot of other people who follow my advice on that. It's very safe.
Mm-hmm.
They did a study in Australia. They gave all school kids from grade 6 years old, grade 1, 600,000 units of D3 at the beginning of the school year. It cut the incidence of flu and cold by 90%. So it's extremely safe.
Let's see. Go ahead, please. Yeah. Any other questions or?
That's all the questions we have right now.
Okay.
Facebook Live. We got about 30 seconds, so we'll be back in on the radio.
Well, we'll be back on the radio with you in just a few minutes and ready for your questions. You can call us at 417-447-1777. We'd like to answer your questions rather than just talk, but we're happy to be here because everything affects your health. 417-447-1777.
So for anyone jumping on the radio now who hasn't heard the first half of the conversation, we went into an in-depth about quick summary, essentially.
Back to Wellness Wednesday with Dr. Norm Shealy and Dr. Shealy-Sorin.
Okay.
Yep. So a quick essential summary of what we talked about the first half hour is DHEA, dehydroepiandrogenase, one of the most essential health hormones and health and wellness, anti-stress. And we talked about how to get there in 4 natural ways, including, supplements and otherwise. But do we have a caller? Yep.
Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Good afternoon. This is Martha calling.
Hi.
Hi. I have something quick to say and then a question.
Mm-hmm. Please do. Yeah.
So the other day I went to my chiropractor and I had been in a car accident, nothing very serious, but he presented me with my very own TENS unit.
Oh.
And I said, Oh, I know the guy who invented that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
There, he's right
Now,
here.
I know. And that's the size of a cell phone now. It's a cute little thing, so I'm thrilled. So I just want to tell you that. And I told him all about you.
Thank you. Yeah, you're amazing.
Your ears, Dr. Shealy's ears, you should be burning all the time because I always talk about you.
Okay, what can we help you with?
All right. So I recently, I have been suffering from a lung situation, an inflammation situation in my lungs. CT scans showed inflammation. The bronchial airways, very congested, shortness of breath, difficulty breathing, and it's been a nightmare. And I've also been dealing with AFib for the last 8 years, on and off. So between the two, I've been really challenged lately. I had a session with a very, very high-level medical intuitive who's also a physician. And what he saw was a yellow gas. And as he went deeper into the lungs, he saw aspergillus. And he said he was 100% sure that it was aspergillus. So I've been doing research on this subject and looking now, of course, for the remedies. And I was wondering if you had anything to say about that or any idea how I can go about. I did find a homeopathic formula called mold mix, which I think I'm going to try. But you guys have any experience with anything like that fungus in the lung?
Yes, intravenous vitamin C and ozone. Ozone, you can breathe it, but in a case like this, I would actually like it IV, where you.
It's about 1,000 times stronger and does the job. Cleans everything out, including.
And then how much do you weigh?
Yeah.
Too much.
But how many pounds?
I weigh a little over 200.
Okay, then you need 100 grams of vitamin C.
Yeah, the high dose.
The high dose with a Myers cocktail intravenously. And you may need at least half a dozen of them.
There's at least that's something we would discuss. Let's say if you were coming in as a patient, are you local to Springfield or?
No, I'm not. I'm calling you from Cape Cod, Massachusetts.
Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Do you know any holistic oriented?
Check for holistic physiology. If they don't call themselves holistic, they are not.
Now
I do know one. I can speak to him. I also have access to doctors in New York, in the New York area and the Long Island area, where I know they have this kind of stuff.
Right, good. Yeah, this is where I would definitely use these high doses of vitamin C and ozone as a therapy.
But there's also
intravenously.
Intravenous, yes. Also, in this case, very applicable would be things for the immune system.
Oh, absolutely.
And interestingly, and we just had the first part of the show talk about the number of things, essentials and youth, which we talked about, plus vitamin D, plus, and in this case, I would certainly add a few others, such as astaxanthin. Actually, Norm, you're so good at spelling it.
Astaxanthin. And here, for you, I would recommend 30 milligrams a day.
And beta-1,3-glucan, which is
1,000 milligrams a day.
Yes.
These are all immune enhancers and safe.
Okay.
Then there's also either a 5 to 7 mushroom extract, which does pretty well for the immune system. Lion's mane, but there's others that are in there.
Ashwagandha. And lion's mane, of course, are two excellent ones. And even ginseng, Asian ginseng, panax, is also good for the immune system.
So there's quite a few ways, but the most effective and the thing that I would recommend off the top would be the intravenous vitamin C with intravenous ozone, because that's just a jump start.
All right, I do know a very good holistic MD actually in Westchester that I used to see, so I'll give her a call.
Wonderful.
And see what she can do. But that I'm going to have to listen to the replay because I didn't write those down. But I thank you so much. That's a lot to go with. And also, I missed the first half, but I read about the bundle, and that would be good for me to get as well. So thank you, guys.
It's a good time.
Thank you. Blessings. Have a good one. And let us know if you want to ask a question. Now is your time. 417-447-1777.
Well,
Time to call. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
hello.
Hello. Are you
Hello?
there?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a question. I'm a 67-year-old woman, and the only medication I take is for an underactive thyroid. And I don't want to take it anymore. So the last year, I've been taking 1,500 mcgs of iodine, but that hasn't helped at all.
Yeah, that's
So I
actually
didn't
a
know
bit
if-
too much. You take 1,500 every day.
Yeah.
That actually suppresses the thyroid at that dose. You only need a minimum of that much a week. And
Okay.
so now, if you would also use Fire Bliss once a day, cut your iodine way down, 150 micrograms a day, or that much once a week, and Fire Bliss every day has about a 50% chance of rejuvenating your thyroid. If it doesn't work within a month, it's not going to, and you will have to take thyroid medication for the rest of your life.
Okay. Let me just get it clear again. So 150
Micrograms.
mcgs a week? Was that a week?
A day. No, a day.
Oh, a day. A day. Okay.
Yes.
And then the other question I have is, I have my total cholesterol is okay. My LDL is a little bit on the borderline high, so I'm going to start taking the lecithin granules, and that would help.
Yes, and a little, in your case, maybe just once a day, trimethylglycine.
I was going to say TMG trimethylglycine, but twice a day.
Yeah.
Well, it's a mild,
it
so
can't help. It can't hurt you at all. But it is an ideal for balancing cholesterol. Yes, trimethylglycine.
Plus has other metabolic supports too, as well. It's just a plus.
What was the last one?
Plus it has serves other purposes, other metabolic supports in the body.
Now, you don't have that on your website, do you?
We do.
Yeah, we do. We sell TMG. Yes,
It's it's you'll find on the www. That's kind of standard. Real REAL holistic HOLISTIC.com.
Yep.
And so basically, also we wanted to mention, if you're going to go to the website, there is going to be a memorial day. Well, it's a special. So if you want to take advantage of that, I think that'll be wonderful for the next couple of days on Memorial Day. And let's see. I think we kind of talked about quite a few things. Anything else on your mind?
Just what was the name of that again?
TMG, trimethyl.
TRIMETHYL GLYCINE.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Blessings. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Is this the great Dr. Norman Shealy and Dr. Sergio?
Hello, Bob.
Hello.
Hey, good to see you all. It is Bob Mundy, Ozark Jubilee. A dear person to me. Well, I've actually been in love with this woman 24 years, is in a nursing facility, and she's nearly stage 1 with some dementia. I did get them to get her off the statin drugs.
Oh,
you
yes.
talked quite a while ago that causes brain rot. Is that what you said? Brain rot?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
She is taking, I found a product. It's got glutathione, it's got SOD, and then I think something called amortose or something like that. And she's taking 2 capsules twice a day. Would that gamma thing that one of our doctor friends, that we won't mention his name, but I know he's got one, he's absolutely thrilled with what it's doing with the alpha stage and delta, with his thinking and everything else. But would that help with the dementia at all?
Yes. I have had people with early dementia reverse it totally with the use of the PIP. Now, she does need at least a major part of her vitamin replacement should be our essentials. In her case, I would probably give her 4 a day for the first week and then 2 a day.
Okay. And what about the glutathione that I mentioned?
It's excellent. It's good.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you all. I hope you have a fantastic Memorial Day weekend, and thank God for all our veterans that have paid such a tremendous price for our freedom.
Amen.
And I appreciate you.
I totally agree with you, Bob. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Have a good one.
Take care. Yeah.
And now is your turn, 417-447-1777. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Hello.
Hi, Norman. Hi, Sergey. This is Helene from Reno.
Right.
Hi.
I know, Norm, I know you wrote this book on energy medicine, and I was hoping you could talk a little bit about the PEMF device and energy medicine.
Well, energy medicine, of course, is anything related to energy, and that includes massage and, all kinds of other things as well. I mean, it's a whole wide field of medicine. The PEMF device is my favorite electrical gadget in the last 60 plus years. An ordinary healthy person has a minus 70 millivolt charge on every cell in the body. When it's that way, they function perfectly. But if they get out of balance at minus 90, you're hardly alive. And if they get to minus 50, they're all over the place. You need to bring them back to minus 70 millivolt charge. And that's what the Gamma PEMF does. Again, to some extent, all PEMF will do that, but no other one that we've found puts the brain into gamma. Gamma is the state of mind which is called in the zone. It was first discovered in Buddhist monks who meditate 8 hours a day. And this puts you in the same state that they get into. You can get there in 30 minutes. And so it is healing to the mind and the body.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Blessings. Have a good one.
Yep.
And good afternoon. You're on the air.
Good afternoon. I'm 67 years old. I take no drugs. I take supplements. 30 years ago, I found out that I only had one kidney. And I know that the adrenal glands are on top of the kidneys.
Yep.
So I'm just wondering the effect that it has had on my body only having one.
Well, obviously, you've accommodated to it. If you really never had the other kidney or something happened to it early in life, you've done very well despite having one kidney. And people can. But obviously, what I would personally do is check your DHEA level, your blood level. At Nichols Lab in Capistrano, California. And depending upon where you are, your healthy level, the healthy level for a woman is a minimum of 550 up to 980. So
550 to 980. Okay.
And if you're below 550, then I would use some of the techniques for raising your DHEA naturally.
And this is the one other thing about it. The human body is amazingly adaptable. And it's quite amazing that a person can lose an organ or several organs, as a matter of fact, however that happens, and they can actually function as good as before the injury eventually, or before but it's always good to check everything and be mindful.
Well, apparently I was born with just one kidney.
Yes.
And that's actually not uncommon. I mean, we do come across Yeah.
And you've done okay for 67 years.
Yeah.
67, yeah. With no drugs, too.
That is good. That's how it should be.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Well, blessings. Thank you for calling.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And good afternoon. You're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Shealy. It's Michelle from Michigan.
Good.
My question is, I have the Bliss oils, and I noticed when I was on your website last that there was some kind of video or some kind of audio that I'm supposed to listen to, and I don't have that. How do I get that?
Okay. So, the question is on as far as the bliss oils. Did you get a set of all 5?
I got a set of all 5, but I didn't get any kind of download or
Okay.
anything.
Oh, there's
so
a course. Yeah, I fully understand. Okay, yeah. Please get in touch. Do you have Tracy's number at the store?
Yeah. 417 467 2124.
Okay.
Call Tracy and tell her you didn't get.
It's a course. It's actually it's a recorded instruction and basically application, but it's also why, how, and all the questions related to the benefits, utilization, and the making proper use of these products, because it's really fascinating. But it's good to understand it, and that came complementary with. That came complementary with a bundle of 5 bliss oils.
Yes, and she's here. She's in the clinic by 8 a.m. at the latest in the morning, Central Time.
Okay. All right, great. Thank you.
Yeah, let us know.
Thank you for calling. Yes, and if you have any problem, tell her to call me.
Okay. I will. Okay, thanks.
Thanks for asking. And
speaking of the bliss oils, we do have a question from our Facebook Live. When you're putting on the bliss oils, do you need to wait for one to dry before you use the next oil?
No. You just, I sit on the side of the tub after take up a shower, I've dried off, and I do one after the other every 30 seconds. And good afternoon. You're on the air.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, good afternoon. How are you today?
Oh, doing well.
Good.
Yourself? Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, we can. What's up? What can we help you with?
Hey, I've listened to your show about 3 months ago on blood pressure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm local here in Springfield, and so I went and purchased all the supplements that you recommended. On those now for about 3 months, and I was just wondering when I should go off of my medication. If you had a recommendation on that. Then I had one more question about type 2 diabetic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first of all, you want to go slowly. If your blood pressure is under control, you could go to every other day on a medication, but I'd be happy to consult with you on the phone about that to make sure you do it accurately and safely. But what I do ordinarily is I go to every other day for a week, and if that works well, then cut it out after the second week.
Although very important to make sure that the blood pressures are still maintaining in a good place as you're cutting down. That's the big part.
Got to stay normal.
Yeah.
And
what would you call normal?
That's good.
Normal is
anything under 150 over 90.
That'll be all right. Yeah. In other words, 140s or over 80s for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah. But can be better than that.
Yeah. I've been well under 140 over 80 pretty regular.
That's good.
Occasionally it's 150 over 80 something. But so I'll do that. And the second question I had is I get blood tests every year for my company, and back in October, my A1C was 6.5.
Ooh, you're diabetic.
Well, you're no longer pre-diabetic, you're diabetic.
It's been 6.4 for, I don't know, 2 years maybe. But I've noticed occasionally lightheadedness, and the sun really hurts my eyes. And difficult
Immediately take Gymnema, Gymnema, Sylvestre, Sylvestre, 400 milligrams twice a day. Now
I'm sorry, doctor. I'm going to need you to repeat that again, sir.
Gymnema, Gymnema, Sylvestre, Sylvestre, 400 milligrams twice a day. You should start checking your blood sugar regularly as well.
And this is one of those situations where having a visit to the office to monitor this and to do this in a controlled and optimal manner
absolutely
would certainly be good, because we got to take into consideration lifestyle factors and lots of other. I mean, just the holistic approach all together to.
And there are 3 other things that can help as well. Chromium, a milligram a day of chromium is essential right away. And if you're not bringing it under control, we would add fenugreek and berberine, but I really would have to do that personally. I don't think I can tell you how to do it at home.
So should I make an appointment to see you?
Yes, absolutely. 351-5221.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Yep.
Thanks
Wonderful.
for calling.
Yeah, thank you.
And folks, the time is coming where we won't be here to give it, but we've got time for one more call at 417-447-1777. And just to reckon order, remember, this is the time of life where you must take care of yourself, or you can get good afternoon. We'll talk about that. How are you?
I'm fine.
What can we help you
My
with?
question, yes, I've heard you several times, and I don't know exactly if you're from this area or not. But anyway, I was checking to see something for sleep.
Well, at the top of my list in an average person is magnesium lotion and taurine, L-taurine, the amino acid. How much do you weigh?
About 100 between 140 and 150.
Okay. I would take 3,000 milligrams of L-taurine at bedtime and magnesium lotion, 2 teaspoons twice a day. If that does not work within a week, then I would probably recommend timed release melatonin. And I would start with 5 milligrams, but every couple of nights you can increase it until a maximum of 20 milligrams of time release melatonin.
Mm-hmm.
But I would start with the L-taurine and the magnesium lotion.
Okay. I have tried timed release. I believe I've tried time release melatonin. It didn't work. I have tried everything that I have known. I've taken magnesium tablets.
Magnesium tablets are a waste of money.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So magnesium lotion.
Magnesium lotion, L-taurine. Don't forget the L-taurine.
L-taurine. Okay.
It is superb.
And where can I get that at? Like Mama Jean's or somewhere?
I don't know about Mama Jean's, but I know that Spring Valley carries it for sure.
You can also
you get it at our clinic.
Yeah, actually.
Okay.
Between those two, that should be fine. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And where is your clinic?
2840 East Chestnut Expressway.
Springfield, Missouri.
Okay, well, yes, I'm right up from Springfield, so yeah, I didn't know anything about you, but I heard you on one day. I'm like, wait a minute, natural stuff?
Yes, all natural and all good. You got it.
Oh, I love that. Thank you.
Blessings.
And the same to you. Blessings and happy Memorial Day, everyone.
And Rob, we're still live for a sec.
So on Facebook Live.
Okay.
I think they only have one more question that we haven't gotten to, and that's, have you ever heard of floating stones after gallbladder removal?
Yes.
I
have heard of it.
Yep. Very unpleasant condition. Yeah.
Right. I think that's all we have for today on Facebook.
Wonderful.
Yep. Well, Dr. Shealy,
Folks,
let's
just remember, the most important hormone in your body is not estrogen or testosterone. It is DHEA,
Yeah.
dehydroepiandrosterone, the anti-stress hormone. And check it out. We have a special going on through Monday, Memorial Day. And now is the time to get your DHEA back to healthy normal.
Precisely. And a happy Memorial Day celebration. And as our appreciation to you, a special for the Memorial Day as well.